Okay. So which of the following most logically completes the argument? Not sure what that is. That a strengthener? Most likely. Politician, let's say Trump. Although the amount of United States goods shipped to Mexico doubled in the year after tariffs on trade. Although the amount shipped to Mexico doubled in the year after tariffs on trade between the I don't think this is even a proper sentence. Although the amount of goods shipped to Mexico, although the amount doubled in the year after tariffs on trade between two countries. Okay, so tariffs were reduced by Trump, and thus goods shipped to Mexico doubled. Okay. It does not follow that the reduction caused the sales of United States to double that year. Okay, this is a correlation causation. Must be some other reason that. Okay, so even though that Trump reduced the tariffs, okay, Trump is saying, okay, I reduced the tariffs, and thus the amount of exports doubled. But that's not actually true. That's not really what happened. Something else most likely must have happened. Many of the companies that produced goods that year that had long produced this, so had competitors. So I mean, did they go under or something? They just had competitors. That doesn't. The word is. This is the reason why I'm eliminating it. They had competitors doing what? Most of the increase in most of the increase was in parts shipped to the company's newly located subsidiaries for assembly. Most was in parts shipped to the company. Most of the increase in goods shipped by the United States, by U.S. companies to Mexico, most of the increase in goods shipped by U.S. companies was in parts shipped to the newly relocated subsidiaries for assembly and subsequent shipment back to the United States. Most of the increase in goods shipped was in parts shipped to so most of the increase in goods was in parts shipped to the company. Okay. I think most of the increase was shipped. I think I'll go with B. Marketing goods to a previously unavailable group of is most successful. That's completely irrelevant. Amount of Mexican ship remained the same as it had before. So what? So what? I think it's B. I think this is saying that, hey, listen, a lot of companies, US companies, they had a Mexico division and a lot of parts moved over. And so that is what, because the tariffs were reduced. But is this because of the tariffs? I don't know if B is 100% telling me that tariffs was not the reason. I think this is telling me that something else was the reason why. But how do we, was the relocation because of the subsidiary? Because was the relocated subsidiaries? Did the relocated subsidiaries come up because of the lower tariffs? I'm not sure. So it could be irrelevant, B. Although the amount goods shipped doubled in the year after tariffs on trade were reduced. So this is saying tariffs were reduced in 2000. Exports from USA 2001. Marketing goods to previous is most successful when advertising targets those gone, but developing such advertising often takes. So is C saying that? I think C could be saying that, hey, advertising is the reason, is the real reason. I think that could be right. Most of the increase in goods shipped by US companies to Mexico was in part shipped to X's newly located subsidiaries for assembly and subsequent shipment back to the United States. But most of the increase in goods shipped between B and C, I will go with B. Most of the increase in goods shipped by US companies to Mexico was in I think it can be equally likely that B is also right. So between B and C, I have no idea. I think between the two, I think B is, closer. Often takes longer than a year. They doubled in the year. So I think I made a mistake. I think this is saying they doubled in, although the amount of US ship doubled in the year after tariffs were reduced. In the year after tariffs were reduced, the amount doubled in the year after tariffs were reduced. I think this is saying it's actually double, not in 2001, but in 2000. And thus rendering C irrelevant because he's talking about the next year. Also, the increase in goods shipped. I think I'll go with B, but not sure.